you brought up a quiet quitting, and this is like sort of like the inverse of that. Have you heard of this new term like quiet hiring that people are going through?
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
What?
real.
Tell me
old
more.
old wine, new bottle. Cold claims is essentially when people quit or they leave the organization, the existing employees are placed into a new position or take on more responsibility without increased pay. So to fill all these layoffs, etc., they're given more responsibility.
Sometimes they used to
Okay.
call that opportunity, or as I'll use a Game of Thrones
Oh,
reference.
Give you an opportunity.
Well, I mean, a Game of Thrones reference would be Littlefinger saying chaos is a ladder, meaning when bad things happen, it's an opportunity to grow.
Well, I've been in organizations where like it's essentially a matter of attrition to rise up the hierarchy. So like people leave and like all of a sudden you get promoted. More people leave. So even people in like only been there a couple of years, if there's a lot of turnover, all of a sudden they're relatively mid-tier or somewhat senior in the organization. And
Mhm.
not necessarily how it should work out.
No.
I know we probably don't sound like we know what we're talking about here, Tony, but I'm wondering, do you have any thoughts on like other people analytics influencers who maybe don't know what they're talking about either?
What do you think, Cole, about those people?
Don't throw Tony under the bus.
Yeah.
I'll play along. I'll have you start though.
Yeah, sure. Let's start naming some names. No, I think that. Well, let's talk about things like quiet hiring. Somebody came up with
Someone
that term,
coined it. Yeah.
and they're dumb, right? And there's a lot of that stuff that comes out nowadays that has no research to back it up, no meta-analyses, no people analytics team validated it, nobody with real experiences, but it becomes a thing, right? It becomes a thing and so like I mean, the thing that grinds my gears the most personally is some of these thought leaders who are actually on the dole from different companies who are recommending like the new hot thing is talent intelligence, or the new hot thing is skills. And I'm like, you're getting paid to say
Grit.
this, but it's not real research. That bothers me.
Yeah, I agree. Generally the people that don't have the background, I'm actually very appreciative of their work because they're good aspirational people that really brought us kind of like out into becoming a popular thing, right? Or not all of them, but like a lot of them are really good at translating what it is to lay people and bringing it into more of like the business terms. So I'm really
That's kind of like the
appreciative
Malcolm
of those.
Gladwells of the world, right? They're taking
Yeah,
real research and then kind of sanitizing it for the masses. That's not what I'm
yeah.
talking about, but you can talk about it.
And I agree with that. I mean, I appreciate those. The others, or in some cases, there's an overlap between the two. There are others who make assertions that are not applicable, but they sound sexy. They sound like something like somebody might be interested in or want to do. Like
What does that sound like? What does that sound like?
My favorite example is like grit. Remember Duckworth?
Oh yeah, Angela Duckworth.
Yeah. So I mean, that was I think I don't know if there's any new research around that, but like they found like that it's a bit flawed. And really what she was trying to get at, like with grit, was something that IOs were already talking about for a while. But the problem is that Angela Duckworth is way better at packaging that and promoting that. IOs are notoriously terrible at promoting themselves. But she did it, right? But there was some problems with it, but still like people gravitated toward that, that sort of thing. She's not necessarily like a people analytics person or anything, but in general, that's the sort of thing that I'm talking about. Others are like, when they talk about like how to build the function, that grinds my gears, right? When they don't have the experience and they talk about these things, they make it sound like really easy. It is not. It is absolutely not an easy thing to do.
And I appreciate you saying that you appreciate these sort of folks. That's not really the world I play in, but like Cole has also mentioned like Gladwell, and that's great for economists and something that IOs don't really have, aside from like say Adam Grant or these sort of folks.
Well, I think the point, like the last one I'll bite on, Tony, about like starting a people analytics function, and a lot of the stuff that you see out there about how to do this effectively, it actually sends you down the wrong pathway sometimes. And the thing that hurts my heart about it is a new leader who hasn't done it before will be really trying to do things with the best intentions, and they keep slamming their head against the wall and against the wall and against the wall. And they're like, I'm doing what they told me to do. Why isn't this working? And it's
Yeah.
because the people who told them what to do didn't know what they were talking about. I think that's a real shame. It's a real shame, and it really like hurts people's lives. It hurts our careers. It hurts our field because there's so many new people analytics leaders out there that are experiencing that. And so I totally join you on that, and I appreciate you sharing it with us.